All right, here we go. I am super excited about this new project. So this is a new bike build for Connor, my 6-year-old. It's kind of a birthday present because the timing ended up working that way. It took me about 3 months to put together all the parts. But I wanted to go through it because I'm a nerdy bike dad. I like kids' bikes. I love kids riding, and I like talking about the reasons why we do this. So, yes, this is a wild build. Yeah, it's overkill. Yeah, my 6-year-old kid will never have any idea how nice his 24-inch full suspension bike is. However, as a bike dad, the key is you want your kid to enjoy riding, and you want your kid to feel comfortable riding, and remove any and all barriers from being able to enjoy a ride. And I found that the nicer equipment that you have, the safer that they are, and the more fun they have, and the more often they ride. My kid rides a ton. He actually ended up doing almost 80 miles last week with a mountain bike camp as a 6-year-old on a 20-inch, and that's wild as can be. So, for you fellow nerdy bike dads and moms out there, I want to go through this video, kind of talk to you a little bit about the parts that we picked for this build and why, and then kind of get a plan. So this is our Tiny Rock full suspension alloy frame. So this is a 140 mil travel, essentially enduro build frame. If you want to learn a little bit more about the frame itself, I did an unboxing video. You'll see that in your upper left-hand corner. Go ahead and click there and check it out. Next was a suspension fork. So in my opinion, there is nobody that rivals or even touches what Manitou is doing right now with their JUNIT products. This is the Manitou Pro 34 full suspension fork. So this is their 34 mil stanchion. It's got the Dorado air spring. It's 140 mils travel. And this has all the adjustment that you could ever want out of a pro level elite suspension fork. This is so cool that this exists for a 24-inch wheel. I did pair that with the Manitou Mera shock. I'm a nerd, and I just like having matching components, and besides that, it's got the my color scheme on there that I need, which is going to be polished silver and black, all based off of the suspension fork itself. So next to that, we've got the cockpit. The cockpit's going to be some Pro Taper A25, 25 mil rise alloy bars. These are the adult bars. I'm going to chop them down. And then we're pairing that up with a Pro Taper stem. Honestly, it's just good kid components. They make this 31.8 and a 30 mil, and my kid is on the small side for what he should be riding on a 24-inch for now, because he's only 6, turning 7 soon, so I wanted to make this fit as best as possible. For the grips, that has had some of those laying around. Those are actually the Juliana grips. I think they're made by BirdTech off my wife's Juliana, but they're real slim, and they'll work for his little buddy hands real well. Next was the wheel build. So I built these wheels from scratch just last week. I used Industry i9 Hydra hubs, Durock JUNIT 30 rims, and SRAM double-butted race spokes with some muck-off tubeless valves. If you guys want to learn how to build wheels and build yourself a set of wheels, please look at in your right-hand corner. I'll put a video link up there onto my wheel build video. It'll teach you how to do it. It's super fun. It's one of my most favorite bike projects. And yes, it's absolutely absurd that my 7-year-old is going to have Hydra hubs, but this is fun. I like building bikes. Next, we went with a 1UP V2 dropper and the V3 remote. So the V3 remote from them is one of the better remotes for kids because the ratio throw shortens it, makes it nice and easy and smooth. And then the 1UP V2 dropper post is the best dropper post on the market for kids, mostly because of how short the stack height is. I run this dropper post on all of my bikes. I run a V2 180. My wife runs a V2 150, and the stack height in the clamp and then the stack height and the collar is the shortest on the market, meaning you can get the biggest dropper post in any frame and have the most use out of it as possible. That's the dropper post to go with, whether you're adult or a kid. Also, SGG Fly Junior saddle. They're just rad little saddles. I'm really stoked that they make such a nice saddle for kids. Next, we have tires. So this is the brand new Kenda Rogalith Pro 24-inch tire. These are tubeless ready. This is 550 grams. This is 650 grams, and that is the lightest tubeless ready 24-inch tire that I'm aware of that has somewhat of a decent tread pattern to it. We also have a set of Hellcat Pros in their gravity casing. Still very light, very, very tough though. Like, this will be a good bike park tire for us. So we're gonna kind of switch back and forth. Huge shout out to Roger Madison over at Kenda. Thanks guys. This is gonna be a dope set to have for this bike. Really appreciate it. Next we did brakes. I'm a sucker for fancy stuff, so I did the 2-piece rotors with the SRAM
TLM level brakes. So these are just their 2-piston brakes, kind of just standard stuff. The nice thing is that my kid's only 48 pounds, so he doesn't need a ton of power for brakes. I'm just a sucker for SRAM brakes and SRAM drivetrain. Every bike in this house that I have is all SRAM brakes and SRAM drivetrain. That's why we have those. I did the 1-Up composite small pedals. This is the coolest crankset that I could find for kids. So this is a Samox M7J crankset. Yes, this is a carbon fiber 145 mil crankset. It's essentially what ends up being a SRAM X01 for kids. It's the same interface, the same everything. Wonderful piece. Absolutely love it. Next, we have a piece that I am excited about because I found a smoking deal on. So this is an 11-speed 1042 XX1 carbon drivetrain. This is the $11.99 cassette, so this is the fancy billet machine cassette. It's got some riding on it, some miles on it, but it's actually in pretty decent shape. And then I got really lucky. My local bike shop, Granada Cyclery, that I work at, had a 11-speed XX1 chain, so I'm going to pair that all up. So I can't wait to get this built up. Me and Connor are going to build this. He's never built a bike from scratch before. We're going to see how well he does, and then this will essentially be his 7th birthday present, which is coming up next week. So if you guys have any questions, comment below. If you need to know more, please ask me. I love talking about this stuff. Also want to throw out there thebikedads.com. You guys are amazing. The content you produce is fantastic, and I'm thankful that you guys do a ton of research and help other fellow bike dads and moms put together bikes like this. Check them out. Also, remember, support your local bike shop. Buy parts locally.